Alrighty guys, I hope you're having a fantastic weekend because I sure am not with what's happening with Black Ops 7 beta. It is unfortunate that players are in fact getting shadow banned. Yes, you heard it, your friendly neighbor could in fact be shadow banned and not play Call of Duty with you. Even if he's a fair player, he gets punished. And it's an absolute incredible disaster in my personal opinion. I'm going to be explaining why. I'm not just going to be hating like all other Call of Duty content creators. And again, I don't like to make hate on this channel. I feel like it is very deconstructive. I don't think it provides anything of value if you're just hating, but when you give solid criticism and how Activision could improve, well, then you're a good member of society. So let's get right into it. Well, players are getting shadow banned and they're playing Black Ops completely fair. Call of Duty limited matchmaking. So if you get this message, remember my video because this could be you guys. Maybe you're playing today and next week you come on there and somehow the mysterious new anti-cheat ends up banning you. Your account is in a limited matchmaking state due to potential violation. Doesn't say what violation. There's some violation that that just found out to be a problem. Unfortunately, we are unable to inform you when the account will exit a limited matchmaking state. So what does this mean? You may check back here periodically to see if your status clears or changes to a temporary permanent suspension. What? So you would just permanently suspend someone? I'm guessing the anti-cheat honestly is checking here if they're actual hackers or if they're just, an average Joe playing Call of Duty. But this is the big problem I have here. I feel like personally that the TPM that was advertised, it was the biggest disaster ever, both for Battlefield 6 and both for Call of Duty Black Ops 7. And here's why. Now, cheaters are a problem. They obviously are a problem. But the bigger problem here is that a lot of these cheaters are not in fact getting banned. A lot of these cheaters are going undetected. And this is what you guys are not hearing. I don't believe this, lol. I've ran into multiple blatant cheaters already. This is to a response when Black Ops 7 team actually said, hey, we are banning cheaters, goodbye cheaters. Remove PC and give them their own servers. That's a lie, dude. I get a Waller or soft aim dudes in every other match. All that have been level 20. What a joke, man. It's a beta. I will say this. I haven't seen a single cheater in the beta so far. So did Ricochet finally live up to their expectations? I mean, obviously we've seen cheaters, but a lot less of them. The issue is, though, if you just went on ahead and banned all the people that are hacking, if you put up lawsuits, again, it's getting easier and easier to actually expose cheaters, which is a very big problem. This is a very big industry, guys. This is a multi-million-dollar industry, and it's costing games a lot of money in terms of quality control. But the big issue I have with the report that we got last week is this only feels for actual cheaters or cheat vendors that they can detect. So what about the other 50% or 1/3, or we don't know the true data that they cannot detect? So of course, if you're using a stupid anti-cheat that's probably free or for a very cheap price, it's not costing you anything. But I know some people make their own cheats. There's probably a very large majority of that, or a minority, who knows. This is the big problem here. I am absolutely with Activision on this, but cheaters have been a problem for the last 5 years, and this is why the community is pissed. Community is not pissed for no reason. Warzone content creators are complaining about it for the last 5 years. And yes, Call of Duty has tried to improve it. It tried to fix it, but it's gone so much that, Warzone is known as a cheater game. It's mostly known, for cheaters to play there. Now, I've been a very, very vocal person to say that I don't believe TPM and SafeBoot will actually help. I think it will prevent some of these cheaters that were, cheating for free, but it's not going to prevent everything. And this is where I really stand my ground, that I feel like if they reinvested this time and effort into actually shutting down these cheaters or suing them, just like Fortnite, when someone is cheating, you better get ready, because they have a huge team of lawyers ready. And that's what we saw about 3 months ago. Some Fortnite pro didn't go to court, and guess what? He's now 170K in debt, and they will have to give this money back to Fortnite, which Fortnite will give to charities. I mean, that's incredible. And I don't feel like Activision takes enough threats on this. They have said that they will be suing this off the court. They need to make this absolutely public as possible. This would be great PR. The guy posting the cheats and bragging, we saw this clip last week. He probably made like $5 million of damage to the game itself and to the company. Wouldn't it be fun and great PR if they made him post an apology as well? Instead, he's bragging how he's gonna cheat and ruin multiple of games. You know, that's what I really don't like. And I'm hoping Activision also takes a better stance on this. And I'm hoping Activision actually realizes this, that the only way to fight cheaters nowadays is with legal power. They have the money, they have the assets, they're a billion-dollar company, so they should act like one, just like Fortnite. Fortnite is one of the biggest games after 10 years and after almost, having a big revenue loss back in 2019. It literally jumped back up because it listened to its community. And that's what Activision should do too. And I feel like a lot of people are now going ahead and not doing the same thing that, literally the people buying the game for years have been asking about. So going back to the topic, I honestly do not believe that the TPM is enough. I believe it helps the safe boot and everything like that. But here's the real thing. It is not a preventive for these cheaters. It's just a bypass, really, that they have to find another solution to find, cheats or find some hardware. Again, you can see that in the little clip we saw last week. The other thing we actually also saw is people getting shadow banned. And again, I have to go back to this. I'm guessing and hoping to God that they yet stop getting shadow banned and actually get, back to the game pretty much soon, because that's what I'm thinking is happening. Like, the system puts them in a jail until they play properly, I'm guessing. But one truth is for sure that there's a lot of cheaters that have not been detected and will not be detected, and they're probably going to be in your next game. So yeah, I'm hoping Activision does hire some sort of a spokesperson. I mean, billion-dollar company that is basically their entire revenue model is working with other creators and working with other players. So I'm not sure why there isn't like a real actual spokesperson that's a mix of content creator. I know Hearthstone had one, and that was absolutely amazing for content creators. And this would be a great way. Like, a lot of content creators have turned against Call of Duty now, and it's been a massive drama fiasco. And now what we are getting is people shadow banned.